Okay.
This is a little skit that is based on an occurrence that happened some 39 years ago. You might recognize some of the characters in this. You remember? Now, there was the man dressed in his suit, ready and standing out by himself, actually in front of a crowd of people. And all of a sudden, music started. Dum dum da dum 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 da dum. And there appeared next to him a young lady, all dressed up in a white outfit. And what happened then was, it was a very solemn time. In fact, it was so solemn that when this guy said, "Is there anybody?" and he went blah 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 blah, forever hold their peace, and they all looked around and said, "Does that mean something?" And there was a little scary look at their faces. But nobody said anything. So they continued, and pretty quick, there was a point at which this man that was standing there, he looked at the fellow, the handsome young man in his suit, dark suit, and said, "Do you, Casey Allison, take this young lady for blah, 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 better for best, rich or poor, oh my, and do you happen to have a 750 Honda motorcycle?" And he said, "I do." And then the same fellow turned and he looked at the young lady and said, "You, Marilyn Crowe, would you take this young man?" The blah, 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 and all of that stuff. And also, do you happen to remember the French word that's a part in parting that's given that means, to go with God? And she said, "Adieu." And he said, "That's it. You got it. I would like to know. That's good enough for me." And he said, "I will now pronounce you husband and wife." And they kind of looked at him, and he looked at all the crowd, and he said, "I now present Mr. and Mrs. Casey Allison to the
What about you may kiss the bride?"
And then he said, "You may kiss the bride." And they all drove away happily ever after. And that's the skit that tells you about it.
Banana slug.
And I hope you
I thought it was like Homer Simpson.
I wanted to tell you a little bit of your history before some of you were even gleams and gleamy gleams in people's eyes. Twinkled even. Anyway, that's the story of Casey and Mare Allison. Marilyn, ex-Marilyn Crowe. Now, Casey. Mrs. Casey Allison.
Yay!
Yay!